We are Billy Goat Tail. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. 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 We are Billy Goat Tails. We are Billy Goat.
Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Billy Goat Tales on a Sunday afternoon. We appreciate you so much. We got a packed show today, man. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin price predictions. And because there's been a lot of chatter about that here lately, what's going on with that? We're going to be talking about XRP and ADA. A lot going on those chains, a lot of updates there. And we're also going to be talking about Jack Mallers and his 21 venture and whether or not he's in a little bit of competition now with Michael Saylor or not. But first, let's say hello to the Billy Goat Tales team. What's going on, Biomex? How you been, brother?
Doing well. How are you all? Cryptobilly, Redman, Dave Digital, and Jimbo Fett. Jimbo Fett over there. What's going on? What's going on, fam? Good to see you all. Let's get into it. Who's next?
Yeah. What's going on, Jimmy Jim? How you been, man?
Oh, man, it's May the 4th. Had to wake up and buy some Star Wars cards this morning when they dropped.
Oh, well, hopefully we can hear about that and Jimmy Jim's final thoughts. That sounds interesting. What's happening, Red Man?
It's a beautiful Sunday. I'm glad to see everybody in the chat.
All good on your end. And of course, we got Dave Digital, head of digital production at Billy Goat Tales. What's going on, Dave?
What's going on? Just sharing out the stream. And I know a lot of the people in the chat are sharing out the stream too. We appreciate you guys. Share it on X, share it in your Discords. We're looking to set records today if we can. So we appreciate everybody's help. Hashtag givers gain.
Well, let's talk about the chat. Jimmy, you want to say hello to chat for the Billy Goat Tales team?
Yeah, we can do that. Looks like Mike Vollmer was number 1 in the chat, as best I can tell. And then followed up by Jesse and Dark Crash, Blocky Crypto, Alexander G. Who else? Oh, Darron Does Things. Oh, there's Darron. And who else we got? I see a lot of repeating. Oh, Taco Berry's here. And K Diggity.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw him come in. And I think that's about it. That's chitty chatting. Oh, there's Andy. Andy's here.
Andy Armad, Andrea. All right. Well, we're going to get right into it. We got a lot to go over today. It's amazing how it always just works out by the end of the show. We have time to get into it, but we're always a little nervous. So let's keep it rolling. Redman, how about some crypto bubbles? You ready for some bubbles?
Let's go.
Dave's ready.
Yeah, just 1 second. Still sharing.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we got the 1 hour here on the crypto bubbles. Let's see here. We got Bonk up 3.9%. We got Core, which is an L2 on Bitcoin, up 3.27%. So the hourly looking pretty green here. Let's go on to the day. It's a bloodbath, except for a couple. Walrus on Sui is doing pretty good, 9.8%. We got Flare at 7.9%. Don't usually see too much from Flare, so that's a good sign. Quant 6.1%. Let's go on to the weekly. Weekly virtual has been strong, 52%. Virtuals is not letting up. They're not saying no to the green candles today. Hype is another one. It's up 15% this week for Hyperliquid. We got Layer up 24.8%. We got the Privacy Coin X. We got Monero up. I know, Mind Your Biz is probably happy about that. It's up 123% on the year. Wow. Congratulations to all
it
the
took a big
holders.
dip with all that flood last year. Yeah.
Oh, last year, yeah. But this thing is strong, man. This is pretty strong. Let's see here for the month. We got Fartcoin up 117%. Pingu came alive. Wow, 129% in a month. I know, Billy. I know you had. It's up 59 rank. It's up to rank number. It's cracked the top 100. So congratulations to the Pudgy Penguins crew.
Yeah, I traded that one. I got a little piece of that.
And Tau, this is a personal favorite of mine. It's up 57% for the month. It's up 12 spots to 32 with a $3 billion market cap. Yeah, a lot of good things. We're going to see some more out of Tau here pretty soon too.
Go back to that daily real quick, Red.
To the daily?
Yeah, just to the daily. No, just on the whole bubbles to the daily.
On the whole bubbles? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's virtuals for the day?
I'll just put them in the search bar here if it'll let me.
Yeah, because I thought they tapered off. I thought virtuals. Yeah. So
well, yeah.
So there's the dip, and then it's come up a little bit since then. Yeah.
Yeah, sideways. I mean, but it's got a little uptrend there. Nothing much. Let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the bubbles. Virtual is killing it for the year. SUI up 200%. XLM up 142%. This is that a bullish channel down? I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's up 142% for XLM. So that's your crypto bubbles. Billy, I'll send it back over to you.
Hey, before you leave, Red, could you check into AI16Z and Barachain?
Oh, okay. Here, let me yeah. All right, one of you guys can bring the bubbles back up. AI16Z. Wow.
What is it?
Right now its rank is 165. We're looking at $295 million market cap. 24-hour volume's 100 mil, basically. It looks like it peaked in. It doesn't give me a date on there though, but its peak was $2.33. Right now we're sitting at 26 cents. So, and then what was the other one? Barachain.
Barachain.
Barachain for the month, it's down 50%. For the week, it's down 20%. Wow, this thing has been drilled into the ground. Yeah, it's down 63 spots. Market cap is 345 million. Daily volume hovering around 80 million or so. Barachain. I know that's one of the newer ones out there.
Yeah.
But it's hit a little skid here.
Look at Turbo down there, 711% for the year.
Oh yeah, Turbo's yeah. I mean, for the month it's up to 200%.
Chims, CHEE. I've never heard of that. That's 4,845%. Wow.
Yeah, well, it's a meme coin. Yeah.
Oh,
if you if you would have bought it right here, $1 worth, right now you'd have almost $5,000. Just $1 worth of Chims. Chims? Is that what it is?
And
You
how long
never
has it
know.
been on the
right?
market?
It's like a casino.
Do your own research.
Yeah, do your own research. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not endorsing that stuff. Say hi real quick to Princess and Poe Man and Alex. Oh, crypto gang. What's going on, brother? Love you, man. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, Tony. Thank you for popping in as well.
You're welcome.
I see a Tony. Yes, Tony. Unless it's another one of your
Sorry.
all accounts that you have. All right, let's keep it rolling. You guys, Tony, you ready to do a little market update for us? Does that mean yes?
Go. Today on the crypto market cap, today's cryptocurrency prices by market cap. We have the total market cap of the crypto market, 2.97
What is
trillion. It's down.
happening?
I don't know.
I get
Is
these
that
wild
Tony
hits
or
every now and then.
No, it's his medicine ran out. We got to take care of it.
I'm sorry, Billy. I'm sorry, team. So down just a little bit less than 1%. You can see there. The altcoin index, 23 out of 100. I don't know if that's increasing or not. Fear and greed is just about the same. It's about the same as it was last week. I think last week it was 52 or 53, but I think it went up during the week, right? Didn't you all see it a little bit higher during this week? I thought I did. So
Yeah, I think so.
Bitcoin, the Bitcoin on the week up over 1.5%, a little bit down in the last 24 hours, but slightly higher in the 1 hour. Ethereum about the same, similar flow, almost 2% up on the 7-day and a little bit more percentage on the 1 hour. Let's see. XRP though is down over 4% on 7-day, but it is also bouncing back on the hour. And then BNB a little bit of the same. So we've got a little bit of at least over the last week, a little bit of stable flow. Sui down 8.83. Didn't Sui have a big bump in the this last week? But maybe it's down. I thought it was
Yeah.
a bump up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was another trade I made. I pretty much when I missed the second day of that big huge pump, but I got out, took my profits, got out, and the next day it really pumped more, and then it just kind of started tapering off, and now it's down below, so it went lower. So yeah, but it is ran. Sui's ran, and Red was talking about some of the other coins on Sui chain now too. That's done pretty well.
And looking at the top 10 on categories, we have memes are up slightly with Trump AI having 1.6 thousand or 1,666 increase. DYOR. BNB chain as well. The ecosystem had a couple big gainers. And the real world assets, we like looking at real world assets. Moongate, don't know the project, but up 14%. Real world assets though almost down 2%. Gaming almost down a little over 1.5. I don't know what Burger Cities is, but I'm getting hungry now. And then look at that, it has Pump Fund. So Pump Fund ecosystem up just over 6%. So anyways, let's see NFTs. Of course, this is not the Cardano NFT marketplace, but it does have the other NFTs. Pudgy Penguin still topping the charts with average price over the last 24 hours up almost 0.5%. And then there's some other ones as well. So, all right. I think that's it for the market cap, unless you guys have some questions.
Now, what was that fear and greed again?
Fear and greed is at 53. Let's see. So we can track it over the last, that's all time, 30 days. Let's go through the last 30 days. Extreme greed is up there, but the fear and greed, it's gone up. So maybe it was only up slightly this week. Looks like maybe at 56, but this is the last month. And so we were definitely down for a while. And then on the 22nd or so of April, we had a little bit more of a bump into the 50s, and we've been in the 50 cents. So the yearly high is 88, and the yearly low was 15. That was on March 10th. Yearly high was in November of 24 at 88. So
gotcha.
Billy,
Nice.
didn't you say you saw a coin pump 900?
Oh, you guys aren't seeing what I'm showing. There you go. That's what I thought I was sharing with you guys. What was the question, Dave?
I was asking Billy, didn't you say you saw something that pumped something crazy like 900,000% or something? Didn't you hear a story about that?
Yeah, I asked you guys. I had heard in passing that some crazy, ridiculous pump occurred on a coin. I didn't hear what it was, and it was like 900,000% or something like that. And so I was asking in our team chat if you guys had heard of that and what the coin was, but that's all I know. Someone said it in one of the chats. I didn't research it, so I don't know if it's true or not, to tell you the truth.
Gotcha.
Yeah, saw it too. They can let us.
Virtuals has had a pump on the weekly, almost over 50%. So
Yeah, virtual's been hot lately.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Great job, Tony. Appreciate it. Let's get into one of these topics that we're going to talk about today. So a lot of us know, I'm assuming a lot of the people in our community know who Jack Mallers is. And so it was great. A couple Bitcoin shows ago, he actually was a speaker at the Bitcoin conference when he was really rolling out Strike and just the payment system using the Lightning Network. And he did a big presentation a couple of Bitcoin shows ago. There's 2 or 3 of them ago. And I was in the audience. And it's very interesting because, you know, in his presentation, he actually had a video back then showing him going into a convenience store and purchasing like a soda pop and a candy bar or something right there at a normal convenience store using Strike. So he's CEO of Strike. And just here in April, he formed a new company, 21. It's called 21 Ventures, 21, or 21 Capital, excuse me, 21 Capital. And what's interesting about that, number one, it's great for Bitcoin. It's great for the industry. It's great for crypto. He's a big OG, right? So he's plugged in back in the day when they did their little pizza parties. There's like only 7 or 8 of them that would show up. And these guys are big Bitcoin holders, right? So they got in very early. And it's great that not only did he get in by Bitcoin early, very young kid. He's younger than my son. Not only because he was born in 94 and my son was born in 93. So it's like, wow, man, this guy got into Bitcoin, but he didn't get in and just he made millions, right? Probably billions. But he stayed with it and said, I love this technology so much. I'm going to get in and build on it. Right. And created Strike payment system with Lightning. And of course, back in those days, he got with all the OGs now that we know of, you know, these guys we know, like the guys started Tether and a whole bunch of other OGs. And he opened this 21 Venture just last month. 21 Capital. I keep saying Venture. Sorry, 21 Capital. And what is it, right? What is it? How does it help us? Why are we even talking about it? Well, one of the things that it's going to do is if you buy an ETF right now, say you take 0.005 of your Bitcoin and you buy an ETF with it, in the end, you still just have that ETF. So it's a 1-for-1 exchange. With the 21 Capital, what he's trying to do is say, hey, I'm going to give you an investment product that actually helps your Bitcoin balance grow. So as the appreciation of it, not only the price appreciation, but the amount of the Bitcoin, right? So he's competing. He's opening this up to compete with the ETFs and in a better, cooler version, because the whole idea is to grow your Bitcoin balance, just not by via the price go up, because you'd still have the same Bitcoin amount with the ETF 0.005, right? In my example. So it's very interesting how all this DeFi stuff is coming to play into our space. And it's interesting that part of this 21 Capital, guess who's involved? Tether. So it's basically what it says here: Bitcoin-focused financial venture launched in April, designed to provide more investors with direct exposure to Bitcoin through a publicly traded company. And when you think about a publicly traded company, who else do you think about? Michael Saylor. So it aims to compete with MicroStrategy, or Strategy now, a leading Bitcoin treasury firm, is how they refer to themselves now. They're a Bitcoin treasury firm. MicroStrategy is a software company, really, right? But it's become a Bitcoin treasury firm by adopting a similar playbook of accumulating Bitcoin and raising capital through equity and debt instruments to purchase more. So what do you guys think about this, man? I find it personally fascinating, and I do find the players involved a little fascinating as well, because it's going to be a hit in my estimation, my worthless opinion. And so they're setting up the company, and it's going through the SEC and approval processes right now. So there's going to be stock for this company. It's basically normal public listing. Cantor Equity Partners are involved. Tether is involved. I don't know if you guys know, but Tether is the largest stable coin, and it has a sister exchange, Bitfinex. And also SoftBank is involved too. So SoftBank holding a significant minority stake player. So a lot of money. Tether contributed 1.5 billion in Bitcoin, SoftBank 900 million, and Bitfinex 600 million. And they raised 585 million through pipe financing and convertible notes. So Jack has been busy. What's your guys' thoughts on this, man?
I mean, it's a good
Yeah, I
thing. You know, I mean, you see more adoption, more options for people. I mean, of course, if, you know, BlackRock wanted to, he could come in and crush them both. But I mean, I see that as a great thing. You know, it's just more options, and that's what we need.
Yeah, I agree. Who was talking? Was that you, Dave, or was that Redman? After Jimmy, I heard two voices. I couldn't tell which.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jack is a perfect opposition to Mr. Saylor, because his grandpa, Jack's grandpa, was the, let's see here, I had it right here, was the chairman of the Chicago Board of Trade, and his father was William J. Mullers, founded the first American Discount Corporation. So this guy's been grown in money. I mean, he's been around finance his whole life. That's pretty much all he knows is finance. He just went to college for like a little to get, you know, for like a little coding degree, so that he could learn how to build on the Bitcoin network. He did that all himself. So kudos to him. At the same time, MicroStrategy is doing the same thing that 21 Capital is doing. So they are going to be in direct competition with each other, because, you know, Jack's got a bunch of money behind him. He's worth 50 to 100 billion is what Grok's saying. And then he's got Tether and all those other companies on board. So it could be interesting going down the pike to see who's going to accumulate more Bitcoin, because that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Yeah. When he was coming to those Bitcoin conferences well before I was involved, right? And I could tell, and I think this was 21 or 22. I can't remember which one, but I could tell, man, he was dropping the F-bombs, and it was right around that time.
I already like him.
What's that? Yeah, you already like him. So it was right around that time that he even made mention how the Bitcoin conferences have changed, where it was a whole bunch of just computer geeks kind of people, very little formal booths and investment firms and financial traditional FI stuff going on. And you could tell by his presentation, he wasn't really prepared for this new type of audience that was there. And he was like, he just imagine coming to these things, talking at these Bitcoin shows. They're smaller, they get a little bit bigger. Everybody's laid back, everybody's just loose, smoking cigars, everybody's cheering, making money, you know. And then slowly it becomes a little more formal, a little more official, a little more corporate, a little more. And then, you know, he had missed like the year before or something. There he is, and he was pacing like a caged bear, man. And it was a great presentation. I remember it, but I also thought, wow, this guy got to be a genius from what he put together with Strike, and so dedicated to making Bitcoin usable, right? Usable. Like, and at that time, he's pretty much on that small block mindset, right? So you had the two big block, small block kind of, that's where Bitcoin Cash came from, meaning use it to pay for transactions, use it with Lightning, use it as a payment method, just like Satoshi put out in the white paper, right? It looks like now that whole division is kind of lessened a little bit. And it's like when you're looking at this type of 21 Capital situation, man, that's investment. That's store of value. That's store of value. So it's same CEO, kind of two different mindsets there. Pretty interesting. What do you think, Tony?
Well, I like that, MicroStrategies might have obviously the largest corporate holdings, and they do also position themselves as a treasury company and use that for cash flow and equity and debt financing and all that. But they have the other part of their business, which is software and other tools and things. And so the fact that, 21 is looking to focus specifically on offering investors exposure through publicly traded entities and having the core of their capital efficient alternative using and tie with Tether, I think it's important. And then, he's also been involved in helping spread the Bitcoin adoption to other countries. And so I think that's it's just I think they've got a singular focus where MicroStrategies obviously sees the value in Bitcoin, but maybe they're able to have a singular focus and they might be able to leverage that. So, and some people, like to go opposite of the leader of the pack. Some people like to look at alternatives instead of just jumping on the same bandwagon. So it brings a new flavor.
Yeah, I think so. So RMT, welcome. Thanks for popping in, man. He says, yeah, they're still at odds. Yeah, I was wondering about that, RMT. Real quick, Crypto Coin Mindset. Hey, Keith, feel free to come on at the end of the show here, man, because I kind of put it out there that we're going to be rolling into your stream afterwards, right? So Keith over Crypto Coin Mindset is going to be launching his personal finance series. So we certainly want to support him. I have a little segment on there about personal finance. But Dave, you want to go through the chat real quick? Say hi to everybody. We got some new people in here that we hadn't said hi to. You're muted, bro.
Yeah, man. I was just saying that we have Po-Man in the chat. Can't wait to see him at the weekend at Billy's. Looking forward to that. We got Andy in chat. Trade Intuition. He and I had an interesting discussion the other day on Crypto Coin Mindset show. It's pretty cool. We got Missy in the chat. Melissa saying hi to everyone. She feels the love. Let me see what else we got. We had
my neighbor.
Keith is replying to you. He said, "Am I missing the link?" Then we got Bellico X. Made it, Billy, like he promised, I guess. Let me see here. We've got, of course, Jimmy's in there cutting up. We got Jesse Gallup, one of our favorite mods and our favorite personalities in the space. Username, he's looks like he said something about Disney and Star Wars. So may the fourth be with, the fourth be with everybody. Alexander G saying hi to Melissa. Of course, RMT, we already saw him. Welcome, RMT. We love to have you here. And please, RMT, we really would like to get Red Mining Panda and yourself on a space or on a show really, really soon. So I'm just going to put that out there directly. If you can make that happen, we would love to have you. You two are the most talked about guests that we want on the show behind the scenes. So we want to really get you guys on the show and really talk about some mining. Who else do we got? DDT, of course. Username. Let me see. I think that's basically everyone. I saw K Diggs earlier. There we go. He had a 16-ounce steak, no ribs, but close enough. So he's eating that steak, getting them muscles. Saw Alex O was cooking some steak on the weekend, and looked like Randy was eating a bag of chips. We want to talk about that. Let me see. Who else do we have?
Freeway's in here. Okay. Bellico, my man.
Yeah, and that's about it.
Dutchy.
Well, speaking of videos, Billy, there's a couple shorts that we've been putting out, and Poleman says he may have a comment from last night while he was sipping on some beverages. But we are putting out to the community the option. If you want to give us some community insight or community input shorts, you want to shout out Givers Gain, you can start hitting those out to us, and we'll start putting those on our shorts reels. So we'd love to have you guys input any way we can, and involvement. And we love, I think we've had 3 of Jay Violet's videos as far as the driving videos on your motivational mindset. And we had one from Andrea. And then, of course, I've got some in there now as well.
Nice. Perfect.
And so by shorts, Tony, what you're meaning or what you're saying is, so just so I can understand, it's just somebody grab a camera, say hello, and tell them what Givers Gain means to them, right? What
Yes,
Givers Gain has done for them, how it's affected them, what they like about the community, that kind of stuff.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Dave, for that clarity and 100% correct.
And hopefully if it's wick, it'll be in a rhyming poetry form.
Yeah, hopefully. And of course, we'll review them if we want to give you a little feedback. Not that we're going to be super critical, but just so that it's on par. No F-bombs, please.
That sounds a little intimidating.
I haven't seen Wick. Is Wick in here?
Maybe I come off that way. I didn't mean to.
Wick's wife here?
Where's Wifey? Yeah, we got to get Wifey and Wick in here sometime. Oh, I saw Blocky up at the beginning too. Hey, Dutchy, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Last I saw Wick and Wifey was last night in the most underwatched stream on all of YouTube, Piano Matty B's, when he was doing his live stream from the piano bar. And the last I saw, he says he was about to go handle some business. So then he said good night. I don't know if he's still doing it, but
Handling some business.
Handle your business.
Poleman says guilty. So let's keep moving here. I want to get into these Bitcoin price predictions from these major players in the marketplace. Can you guys see that? Let me minimize it. Boom. Is that better?
It's very well. Yeah, that's better.
That's
It's a lot better. That's a lot better. That's great.
So what's interesting with this, these are all-time high predictions from some interesting players, some big, really Web2 traditional finance players that have jumped into Bitcoin. You have Standard Chartered, whose prediction is 200,000 year-end target for Bitcoin. And it goes through their rationale. You have BlackRock, target of $700,000 Bitcoin. Again, this comes complete with their rationale, how they got to that. Yeah. You see it? That's the high end. If you drill in, they have low end and high ends, and I just consolidated. This HC Wainwright, this is a old 1850s bank that's really, really old. I think that's over in the UK and in Europe. But they're at 225 year-end target. And Van Eck, also pretty old bank, predictions 180,000 Q4 of 2025. And 10x Research, well, you guys know that one, right? That's the big trading. You can get signals from this is more of a traditional crypto firm. They're the lowest, or they're one of the lowest, right? They're at 122. 10x does have a lot of good stuff out there. You can get a membership to 10x, but it's expensive. Like for their complete package, it's like $10,000 a year, and they give you all these different research tools, and they actually give you trading signals and things like that. And you have GFOX at 150, Bernstein 200, Fundstrat 250, Fidelity. They didn't have a specific 2025 year-end prediction, but they were long-term bullish, and they're thinking it could just go through the roof. There was other predicting, $1 billion per coin by 2038 to 2040. 1 billion per coin by 2038 to 2040. And then, of course, Kathy Woods, ARK Invest. She typically comes to the Bitcoin show, does a great talk. If so, anybody going to be there? I can't recall if she's on the list, Dave. I'm not, but she typically is. And she's saying, and this changed because just a year ago she was saying $1 million by 2030. Again, they have their rationale behind it. Hers is more based on collateral. If banks start loaning out, which they are, right? So the new rules allow a lot of banks to do this. So she's basically increased that to 1.5 million by 2030. But she you can read, there's a lot more to this, but she basically could say it could go a lot higher than that as well. And so, yeah, man, it's these are numbers that just blow my mind. I mean, you got to remember in 2022, right? We were at $15,800 for a Bitcoin. I mean, here we are in 2025 and we're at what, $94,000. And we're hearing these guys make these predictions, and these predictions are from some YouTube influencer, right? These are from well established firms. Some of them since the 1850s. I mean, in these financial products. So it's very interesting to me. What do you guys think about that? Don't all speak at once.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, you guys' mics are off.
Sorry, I was muted. So I did some quick math just now, and I left out the two ridiculous 1 billion numbers there. So there are 7 people put, reasonable, believable numbers across all 7 price predictions that would average out to 257,000 for Bitcoin. And if there's anything I've learned over the last, 5 or 6 years, is that whatever everyone's saying, take about 30% off of that. And guess where that puts us? 180,000, which has kind of been my high prediction. I've been saying 120 to 180 for forever. So, I mean, it's possible.
So Jimmy's basically, and Jimmy has made some hellacious calls, man. I can't remember all of them, Jimmy, but you made some hellacious calls in the past. What do you think, Tony?
Well, I mean, just from the research I've done, I think somewhere between 130 and 200, similar to Jimmy. I mean, that 200 number similar to the 100, the last cycle. The 100, everybody's calling for 100. Everybody's calling for 100. I don't think we're going to quite get there, but hey, will I be happy if we do and above? 100%. Or as Austin Power, or in the movie Austin Powers, what would they say? $1 million. So that's the far-fetched. Maybe that's 2030. $1 million. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a lot more than that.
What do you think, Dave Digital? What's your Bitcoin price prediction?
I'm kind of caught between lower and higher. So Frankie seems to think that we're going back to the 130s, 140s ish, which seems to make sense. And if we were to pull a fib extension, I think that's where it lands at. So it does make sense to me. But I can't tell you.
We've never been there, dude. Going back to Frankie seems to think we're going back to the 130.
Is that the high end?
We're going back up to 140-ish.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
man.
And so I think I would agree with that, given his experience and, the way that it's worked out for us in the past. Listening to Frank, he seems to know. Jason also has the same type of predictions at 120. He's going to sell more Bitcoin. So, and I think that's his last spot where he's selling at. Of course, he's got his HODL bags forever. And so I'm not sure. Now, right now, I think Bitcoin's at a pivotal point. So it could reject here and we could make a higher low and then a lower low. So I'm not sure. Or a lower high and then a lower higher low. So I'm really not sure. 140 would be cool, you know, but would I be able to wait to sell there if I had, 5 Bitcoin and then sell it and then come back and buy in lower? I don't think I have those type of huevos yet. So I could see where people would get caught, in the limbo of that.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Piper and I talk about that all the time. Piper's definitely, sell it, come back in, buy more of it, right? And if you do the math, that is truly the best. That is the best bang for your buck. I just have a hard time selling my Bitcoin, man. It's like if I had one of Elvis's taking care of business rings and it was worth $2 million, I just couldn't sell it, man. I just couldn't sell it. It's like it's invaluable to me. So, what do you think, Redman?
I'm not a big fan of price predictions, but what I will say is it's not if I'm going to be rich, it's when I'm going to be rich, right? So I'll sell my Bitcoin when I'm going to be rich. And so I don't know, it could do anything, Billy. Something could happen from here, till the end of the year, a black swan event that could take out America, and then you have no more America. I mean, it's just anything could happen, but people tend to look at the history and then try to make an educated guess on what's going to happen in the future. And I get that. I 100% get that. The only problem with that is everybody starts looking at that number and they focus and they get tunnel vision on that number. If it's 200K, it's 200K. If it's 100K, if it's 150K, it's 150K. If it's 700K, it's 700K. And then once you don't hit that 700K, you're like, why should I listen to this guy ever again? He doesn't know what he's talking about, which is the typical human response to price predictions, right? But at the same time, I have a feeling Bitcoin is going to go up for a very long time, and it's not going to stop for quite a while. And I would like to be the recipient of those profits.
Well, I mean, in the near, course, another thing I've always said is, we're not going to get any big moves until we start seeing rate cuts, until people can actually, afford. We need the big retail to come in, and I just don't think they're going to come in until we start. They start getting some relief. I mean, it's just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
And we're close to that happening. And when that happens, it's just going to be another step up on the ladder. Government makes a few more changes. We get some Elon checks or something like that. I mean, that could really set things off in a big way.
Yeah. M2 money supply is going up. That the gold has done great this year. People are going to sell their gold. Where are they going to put their profits? They're going to put their profits in Bitcoin. So the price is going to go up. We have regulatory clarity now where it's going to get even better. We have a president in office that is pro-Bitcoin. He's said it many times. There's no denying that fact. We have states that are voting on laws to buy more Bitcoin. I mean, there's a lot of bullish sentiment out there. So to say that price is not going to go up is kind of crazy. But to see where it lands, we'll have to find out. I can't say. It could be astronomical. It could be, five. It could go up $5,000. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm firmly in the camp between 120 and 140. So that's where I sit with it. Who knows, right? It's all guessing. But real quick, Wayne C. Good to see you, man. Andrew, good to see you. Who else do we have in here? Let's I saw somebody else that we didn't say hi to. We said hi to Trade Intuition, Andrew, Darren's backstage. I'm going to bring Keith up. We might as well bring Keith. If somebody wants to bring Keith up, just let him add his price prediction. We'll talk a little bit about his. So DDT. We're going to bring Keith up first, and then we'll hit you. Green Day. That's who I was thinking of. Green Day. We were just talking about. Sorry,
There he is.
Dave loves cutting everybody off with those. Green Day. We were just talking about you in a fantasy football league, and with that, let's bring up Keith. What's going on, brother?
Guys, how are you? Thanks for having me here tonight. I appreciate it.
Good to see you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Let's
All right.
pull you right into the prediction piece. What's your thoughts on the Bitcoin price prediction?
Well, I'll tell you what. I around New Year's, I did a lot of them with different people coming on my channel, and it's all good fun, right? Because, like you said, who the heck knows? But I was in that 500K camp for the longest time, and not so much anymore. Honestly, I wouldn't go now. Revise that back a little bit to about 150 max in this cycle. That's max.
Yeah. It's hard to know, man. But when you see some of these major firms having such bullish predictions,
Oh yeah.
it does make you start to think about, is that 200K something that's going to actually happen? Is it possible? Sure. Is it
All about the
probable,
timeline, man. All about the timeline. I mean, because I think wasn't it Kathy Wood who she was giving you her prediction for out to 2030 with the what was it 1.5 mil or whatever,
And that's safe. That's conservative.
for 2030. Yeah, sure. I don't disagree, but I'm thinking it through to the end of the year. Maybe going into Q4, that kind of thing. Yeah. I've revised. I've reeled it in a little bit there.
Yeah. So, well, thanks for that, because we're just going around the horn here talking about the Bitcoin price prediction, but we wanted to bring you on today. And for some of the people in the audience that may not know you, Keith has his own YouTube channel, Crypto Coin Mindset. And we actually got to know Crypto Coin Mindset and his crew over there through Trade Intuition Joe. And so it's been a great getting to know you, and then you started this new series that you're going to be launching right after our show here tonight, correct?
Yes, premieres at 7 p.m. Eastern time, right after you guys wrap up.
So we got to make sure that we hit it right on the dot there for you, and not go over, because we'll try to forward that everyone to your show. But tell us a little bit about what you're trying to do with that segment and that personal finance segment.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I first off, again, thank you. I'm humbled to be here. I love you guys. You guys are awesome, and many of you have already helped out with my series. And believe me, I'll be reaching out probably to every one of you at some point to be helping me out with future stuff, because I am nowhere near done. But basically, my thought process with putting this together took me all the way back to when I first got into the space. When I first jumped into crypto and went down the rabbit hole in 2017, there wasn't a lot of information, and there certainly wasn't a lot of good information with regard to cryptocurrency. So I was like watching podcasts till God only knows when in the morning, and then right off to work, and just couldn't get enough. My wife actually thought I was going crazy at one point. But what I found was there was that lack of good information for somebody like me who had no clue what the heck was going on in the space. So I originally started with documenting what I was doing. And that's how it kind of went down, mostly originally on my website. And it's kind of grown from there. So I've done a kind of straied away here and there. We all do, right? Mess around with altcoins, sold Bitcoin. I'm sad I sold, stuff like that. And made my way back to, as I've gotten into this community here, which is a great community, by the way. You guys are doing amazing work. And said, you know what, there's going to be a whole new swath of people that are going to be coming into the space. And I think I need to get back to the roots of trying to, now that I've got a little bit more experience here, okay, this is what you should start at. and let's try and work you through it. And so that's basically how I've set things up. This whole first section, for example, tonight, the premiere, Billy, is you and I, when we did the talk about mindset. I figured that's probably the best place to begin for people coming into the space. Hey, come in with the right mindset at least, or at least understand what your mindset is when you come in here, because I was just all over the place when I came in here. So I needed that guidance and didn't have it. So that's kind of my thought process. And then eventually, as we keep going, it'll go into, more advanced type of stuff, NFTs and smart contracts and stuff like that. But initially it's like, okay, get your feet under you and get some knowledge before you go and start playing in the space. And I'm sorry I've been so long.
Yeah. So like the segment, and we filmed this, I don't know, like a month ago, right? It's
a little more than that, actually.
Was it more?
Yeah.
So kind of starting at 101 basics of personal finance and walking you up and through to getting into crypto and using crypto as an investment, but really busting it down to the basics of things like budgeting and savings and I don't know all the other segments that you did. I know I saw BC Port Corps here. I know he did a segment with you. Wasn't sure what that topic was about, but sounds like you got a whole good little series going on there. So we can't wait to watch it after our show here, man.
Well, I appreciate it. What my plan is to do a premiere every Sunday after your show. Because I know a lot of the people who support you guys also support me and vice versa. I don't want to try and, take away from anybody here or anything like that. But I figured it would be hopefully the perfect transition over to something like that. And matter of fact, tomorrow morning, I'll be on with BC and his morning show. So for those of you who normally watch that, come on for a laugh, because that's really early for me. So we're going to have to see how I can function at that time of the morning.
Yeah, no, I love those times. Those perfect times for me. But I hear you, man. It's the late ones that I have a problem with, but that's what we have the Biomix for. So Biomix lives in Thailand. So
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
So guys, before we bring DDT up and get into some charts, you guys got any questions for Keith and on what he's doing over there? And one person you definitely want to talk to, Keith, if you haven't, is our own Jimmy Jim. Great investment mind, great businessman, business owner. So if he's on
the list,
definitely reach out to Jimmy Jim.
Keith, I just have a question. How you
let me
feeling,
know.
bud?
I'm sorry. Somebody I think was asking a question. I couldn't hear.
Go ahead, Dave.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. The other night on your show, you were under the weather. Are you feeling a lot better? How's it going?
Oh my goodness. I appreciate you asking. I am feeling a little bit better. Still sore. As you can probably see, I'm kind of sitting up pretty straight right now. It's kind of, the back is still killing me a little bit. For those, the TLDR is, I was in the hospital this time last Sunday. Still got some medical follow-up with my doctors with regard to that. And a couple of days later, I fell down like a half flight of stairs. Last week was just a rough week for me. Not to mention I've been sick the entire week. So, but thank you, Dave, for asking that. Yeah, Friday night, man, I didn't look good, but we made it through. We ended a little earlier than we normally do on Friday night. So
I have a lot of respect for creators that can power through like you did, man. I appreciate that. People that show up like that, no matter what the situation is really cool.
Well, I mean, I figured I had some good backup there if I really couldn't hang in. So, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate your asking.
All right,
Keith,
brother. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Redman.
Keith, kind of give us a little bit of a background on the series that's coming out, and what was your main motivation for dropping something like that?
Like I said, again, I figured that the way things are going, where crypto adoption is just increasing, we see it every day. It only made sense that a lot of people that have no clue whatsoever is going on are going to come into the space, and I don't know about you guys, but I lost a crap ton of money when I came into the space, chasing things and that kind of thing. And my thought process was, okay, if I can stop one person from going down that road, save them maybe a few dollars, so be it. And again, it's more. And I'm hoping that, and why I'm glad that I'm here, so people know that this exists. Because if you got somebody who's, asking you all kinds of questions, well, maybe this is where you point them. Say start here. Literally, my start here video, which it wasn't a premiere. I just dropped like maybe a half an hour ago, and that way it's ready now for the premiere of Billy and I tonight. And again, it's to set the. Let me, if you don't mind, I'm just going to look it up. The series itself is called Unlocking Your Crypto Journey, and each module so far, it's a work in progress, have it broken into 5 modules. The first one is building a strong crypto foundation. So that's where the whole mindset thing comes in. Billy mentioned that BC had helped me out. Actually, BC helped me out with like 3 videos. One of them, like the history of the space. I just finished recording last night, What is Money with Daniel Diaz. Army Piper helped me out with macroeconomic factors and those kind of things. The very base that I didn't even know I needed to know when I first got into crypto. The next module is essential knowledge for your success. And that's where I'm going to start breaking in things like terms specific to like the crypto space. What is a blockchain? What is a crypto wallet? What's an exchange, or hard fork, soft fork, that kind of thing. And then the next one is your crypto starter kit is what I'm calling it. And that's where we start going into, okay, how do you get started with exchanges? What are the different types of exchanges? How do you go to Coinbase, yada, 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 that kind of thing. And the next one after that is accessing your financial freedom. And that's where it's going to be a lot of what Billy was just mentioning. Matter of fact, I think I might be moving a part of the one that Billy and I did the other night into this module as I kind of rearrange things. So personal finance, mining, staking, trading, whatever, all that kind of stuff will be in there. And then finally, the last one will be your crypto world awaits. And that's where my thought process is to get into more advanced topics like, NFTs and stuff like that. Hopefully that answers your question again. I know.
That was outstanding. That's kind of what I was looking for. So we know what to expect. I can't wait till it starts. I'll be watching it. That's for sure.
Excellent. I appreciate all the support, guys. And for everybody out in the chat, you guys support me all the time. I really appreciate all of you. Honestly, I do. So thank you very much.
Hey, Keith, there was one question from Joe, Trade Intuition. I think he was asking how many, I'm trying to find the question. How many parts are in your series that you're having?
Okay, I've broken it into like what I'm calling modules or whatever. They'll end up being playlists when it's all said and done because I'm doing everything in video. And then I will have resource links that'll go to like Google Docs for certain things, and then to my website for other things to help, support that. But right now it's in 5 different modules is what it is. And each of those modules will probably have a minimum of about 8 to 10 videos in each one. So when it's said and done, that's probably going to be close to 50 to 60 videos.
That's awesome.
Or at least that's the plan, man. That's like I said, I'm still in the thick of it. Editing this stuff, man. I don't know about you guys, but holy cow. The video with Billy, the one you're going to watch tonight, literally took me 8 hours to edit when it was all said and done.
Yeah, so, editing takes 5 to 10 hours or 5 to 10 times
Billy
the amount you spent.
Billy likes to talk a lot.
Oh man, I was glad he was talking, quite frankly. But no, I mean editing. I like doing this, but the editing piece is the one thing. If I could get rid of something, eventually, I think that'll be the first thing I get rid of. Will be the editing piece. Yeah, I just saw Joe right there. Yeah, I hate editing. Yeah, man, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
Well, brother, we appreciate you coming on. So we look forward to it, and we Yeah, Tony, we want to make sure that we forward that right into his stream. I think
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can forward, but what
I don't know
could
if we
do
can
is
or not yet. We got to get 1,000
We
subscribers.
have to
We're
get to
trying so
1,000.
hard. We're trying so hard, but
So help us, fam. Help us get to 1,000 because we
Yeah,
can't do
man.
that just yet. But of course, we will put out the link to your premiere towards the end of it so people can jump right into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll actually toss in the private chat so you don't have to go grab it. I'll put it in there
Thank
right
you.
now.
Thank you.
oh, you're the man. You're the man, brother. Well, thank you,
Yep.
Keith.
No,
We
I
appreciate
listen.
you.
You guys are helping me, so thank you so much, and thanks for having me. I really do appreciate it. I listen to you guys all the time. Usually, I'm on X because of the way I'm usually on a Sunday, doing all kinds of things. I don't always get the chance to be on YouTube, so I'm at least listening off on X there once in a while. So I really appreciate you guys and what you do. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
You're the one. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're the one. You're the one. No, actually, we have 90 watchers right now. We have 90 watchers, so that's between YouTube and X. So yeah, if we got 25 in here, so the rest are on X. So we do pretty good over there.
Yeah, you're doing great on
Yeah,
X, obviously.
yeah, we
Well,
do.
I mean, they're used to seeing you on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, we do have people from our traditional X space. Which, by the way, this Tuesday we're going to be talking about Bitcoin conference. Really,
Past and
previous, present, past, all of it. We're going to be talking about the whole conference and everything we've gotten out of these conferences, and just talking about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin conference. So kind of a little different space. It's going to be a lot looser. We're going to just have some fun as we're leading up to the Bitcoin conference. We're so excited, all of us, about it, because this is going to be the first time that literally the whole team is in one place physically at one time.
Nice.
And so we're excited about that. But thanks for coming, man. We got to move on to DDT. He's been patiently waiting. We got to get into these charts for everybody. So thank you, Keith.
No problem. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. I'll be listening. I'll be in the chat.
See you, brother.
Later.
Ready for this live?
Yeah. DDT's in the building.
Good evening. I'm on. Evening. Microphone. Everything working?
You got a drum roll too.
I can turn it up a bit.
You
How's
got
that?
auto drum roll.
What
That
is
sounds
that?
like that thing in front on Tom's Crown's stream where it has the price and the sounds. That's what it sounded like.
Sounds like a tumbler or something in a tumbler or something. Yeah.
Should I switch microphone?
No, you're clear now.
Better now.
Whatever it was,
Okay.
clear.
I thought I was having microphone issues. Yeah, all good. I hope everyone is good as well. Sorry. Also, as well, my lighting is a bit weird, so I'm a bit darker than usual.
You look good.
That's because the sun finally came out where you are.
Yeah, eventually.
Before you get started, DDT, just let me say hello to. I see Blocky's back in here. We saw you at the beginning, Blocky. Thanks for popping back in, man. Of course, we have Dutchy, and I saw a couple other username, of course, is in here. Good to see you. Harp is in here. Good to see you, Harp. Thanks for tuning in to Billy Goat Tales. Ada Ace, thank you for popping in. We're going to be, hopefully, we have you on next week, which our next week's show, guys. Ada Ace is going to be talking some Cardano stuff, hopefully. If you confirmed, I haven't checked it yet. Wayne C., good to see you. And I think we said hello to, did I miss anyone? Let's see.
We got Stupid Bitcoin in here.
Well,
What's
Stupid
up?
Bitcoin, we got to get him on sometime too. We got to get Stupid Bitcoin on. Overlay, good to see you.
Cordy, welcome.
Yeah, Curdy's from
Wifey
Frankie's,
made it.
one of my mates.
Good. So anyways, I just want to say hi to everybody. Our community's everything. So we got to make sure we're calling them out. So what's going on with Bitcoin, DDT?
I did share my chart. So
Okay. Sorry about
bring it
that.
up.
We'll bring you up.
Well, I shared the screen.
I guess two people tried to bring you up at the same time. Let's see. There you go.
Right. So at this point, obviously I do steer towards Frankie for kind of guidance on the volume profiles. Yes, volume profiles are subjective. So essentially what we did have is we had this range of price action before as we broke down. But on Frankie's logic and his experience with volume profiles, he suggested that we re-extend this profile. So now we have a profile literally extending back to current price action. So basically what's happened is we've had 2-day, 3-day bullish divergences on market cipher B with money flow trending back up, 2-day obviously below. This was within the last 2 weeks. This week, last week, sorry, Monday. No, this week. What am I on? I'm on 2 days, sorry, that's why. So all we've basically done is we've come back up into the volume profile last week, Tuesday, or last week sometime. Don't know my days, but with a green vector candle basically through there with the money flow crossing on the daily as well as you come across and come above the value area low of this whole range. So usually when you cross either value area low or value area high with money flow crossing on the higher time frames, you would usually obviously get a continuation move. But obviously that now that you've crossed the value area low, obviously the POC is the next level up. If you're coming down with money flow coming out and crossing red, obviously through a value area high, you'd obviously drop lower. Or even a value area low, you drop lower. But market cipher B money flow basically suggested this move was a continuation up. So yeah, had the money flow cross over. At this point, kind of just fast forward to this week, obviously we bing bonged. The issue here is obviously we had Saylor buying here and we've had Saylor buying here. I know you guys have been speaking about it. So I've kind of got mixed feelings, put it that way, on kind of how his buyers are supporting price action. Obviously his money glitch is never, it might end eventually, which will actually have us have better and healthier price action. But for the time being, when he just gigabuys here and gigabuys here, it just kind of causes these rallies and absorbs pretty much all the selling. But also as well on the flip side, basically anyone selling spot, literally there was spot selling all the way up here, just basically by open interest dropping and some spot CVD coming down. I don't know if I can show it on, don't worry about it. But yeah, so basically flip the value area low, macro value area low. Now obviously we've hit the value area, I mean the POC, sorry. So if I go to the 4 hour and I just quickly flip on 2 other levels, just want to flip on this profile. So at this point, we are basically, we had a 4 hour bearish divergence come in. So obviously this, we had a small range here. Obviously it's good, right? You wouldn't want price action to just go straight up. So obviously Bitcoin's now accumulated and made another move up. But now obviously that price action wasn't sustained, or that momentum wasn't sustained. And literally, so obviously we broke out, we tapped the POC. We had 4 hour bear divs, literally. And also as well, if you flip to the 8 hour, we had 8 hour bear divs. This is something that Frankie spoke about on his Friday stream. So we had that. And obviously as well, we had the 30-minute money flow coming out as we were up here. But literally as we lost the POC in the zone here, you can see that we had the 30-minute money flow across red. So there was a 1/16th short there on market cipher B confirmations. And currently at this point, obviously, we're in between macro value area low and POC, but we have this small little micro range kind of price action of about 5-6 days, maybe, so 9 days below us. So generally, if price is going to gravitate anyway now, it should gravitate to the POC, because obviously that's the highest volume kind of traded. You have some volume, you have a lot actually in this zone here. It could just bounce wherever and fly back up from whatever, because we've got a lot of volume. So kind of lots of volume nodes sticking out. So for the most part, at this point, if I was going to take a guess at where I think price may go, or I would hope price will go, is probably around this 93K value area low. That it lines up with kind of VWAPs. So year-to-date VWAP, strong volume-weighted support level as well. And this is also as well, if I can come back to here, where we bounced literally so many times within this volume profile to the left that we had, we literally were bouncing off the year-to-date view up as well. So there's a mix of support levels before we started this move up to the POC or continued move up to the POC. So yeah, at this point, everything is quite red. It's looking as if we're getting a cool off, which is good, right? We don't just, ideally we want for our spot bags, we want up only season, but also as well, it can't just be kind of unrelenting lockout rally. We can actually see anything coming down kind of. So this is actually healthy in my view, and it's better, right? But there's obviously mixed ways to think about it, because obviously you do have things called lockout rally where you just don't get an entry to long and it causes FOMO, and then as soon as everyone FOMOs, then they wipe you out and take out all the longs. But that's another story set aside. So at this point, I am looking probably between 93, kind of 93K is kind of my zone to look for a long. I haven't really got Fibonacci's, but I'm just really using horizontal levels for now. On Bitcoin, obviously we need to break and hold above kind of Frankie's experience with volume profiles. He always tells us, or what I've learned from him as well, is that we want multiple daily closes above key levels. So obviously, because this is a key POC, macro POC, we're going to need multiple daily closes above say 96.8 to 97K, give or take, for us to have sustained upside. At this point, obviously, we're having a cool off or pullback. So, and also as well, we do have a kind of the green dots are now feeding into the high time frame. So we've got 2 weekly, 3 weekly, and obviously monthly green dots incoming at some point. But for the most part, I would expect a cool off and expect further downside. Kind of for now, kind of if we had to go back up, I'm saying probably around 96.2 to 96.5 is kind of a rejection level for another lower high to come down, lower time frame, lower high. And then obviously at this point, kind of my main support level I'm looking for is 93,000. Worst case scenario, you're looking anything between 89, say 90,000 and 91,500. There's a lot of, there's some volume. So here you can see there's some volume nodes that stick out on the volume profile. So you're like 91.8, you got high volume at 91.4, and then obviously you have the 90, 89, 90,000. So that's Bitcoin in a nutshell for me. I did see in the tile you guys wanted me to look at, or it said XRP and Cardano, so I can look at those.
Yeah,
you guys
if you could.
yeah, Bitcoin for now, I'm not doing anything. Obviously, I did catch a little bit of a short, but yeah, it's a waiting game for me. I've gotten, and it kind of comes with experience. It's been hard not to chase trades, but I would rather wait for the 8+ setups. And I'm obviously being kind of a coach, if you call it that, inverted commas, and kind of helping people, assisting in Frankie's Discord. It kind of, yeah, it's weird not always being in trades when other people are making kind of X percentages and stuff, but it's just not my view as well. And also as well, kind of just personally, I wouldn't recommend anyone chases trades. Okay, so let's quickly go over to, we can quickly look at Cardano, because I did have this pulled up. So from the bottom, quick, where we bounced from, I have a lot of various levels in here. So there is a volume profile here in that zone between, say, 50 cents, 49.5 and 66. And then obviously this zone here, the 66, where we're kind of bouncing from now at the moment, or kind of around, is kind of the key support. I have it as my doorway to higher prices before we get into the next range. So where we are money flow, yeah, money flow on the daily is still red. It's struggling on Cardano, but if we were looking at something like the 4 hour, it's looking as if it's anchoring towards a 4 hour bullish divergence. So at this point for me, it could, if this momentum wave on the 4 hour doesn't drop really much more and starts curving up and around, you kind of have a kind of a local long or a sign to say, or for me, what I use the 4 hours kind of my compass for most of my trades. What's the 4 hour doing? Because that's obviously it's like a good mid time frame to use. So yeah, I'm kind of looking still at this zone here around 65, 66 cents. It's not obviously that far down from where it is now. Maybe it's like 5% or so, or 4%, give or take 4 to 5%. So that's probably the key support zone. It's looking if it could form a 4 hour bullish divergence, which is quite good. Kind of something that I always look for. I like them to look for more intraday, kind of few day move trades. 15 minutes. Yeah, it's looking a bit not looking ideal. But yeah, okay. So to the downside, we've got to hope that for Cardano that 65, 66 cents hold. I think even 67 was kind of some levels there. Obviously, maybe don't have them marked out, but I did remember someone somewhere was saying 67 cents. This one bounced earlier on this week. Yeah, it's where we literally bounced from kind of this week. There was something there. It's maybe just a structure flip or something, order block, fair value gap between these two wicks probably. So yeah, to the downside, Cardano 66 cents, 65 cents looking to hold. If we're looking to the upside, I'm kind of this week's price action as well. Basically, it came up, it formed the Monday high, came all the way down, and obviously it's gone back to the Monday high. So kind of just ranging, which is good. It looks like it's been having good range trades. It's now currently holding the Monday low, which is good. So it might just sweep down a bit, but yeah, 66 cents hopefully can hold. To the upside, obviously it needs to break above this level here. This is kind of the key resistance. Obviously the Monday high will be kind of key resistance. Key resistance, but also as well you have this value area high, the small little range that it's literally just been trading in this whole week or for the last few days. So it would probably need to flip the POC to support, and then you could probably, if it flips the POC to support at like 69, 70 cents, then you're probably looking like 72 to the upside, and then you have some. If you reclaim this zone here, you have a local kind of where I've put dotted there. So that zone there, you claim there, you probably, your upside target could be 72 up to 80 cents, which 80 cents anyway was being the kind of key resistance from a while ago, literally where we fell out from and just like not being able to get back above. So this was like, this was in March. And also as well here, if you go back into February, you can see 80 cents was a very key level of resistance. So you have some levels above. So if you do get long and the long plays out, obviously your targets will be like 70 to anything from 70 to 80, 82 cents on Cardano. Money flow is not looking too good on Market Alpha B, but price action for me has been very erratic. So I'm not really being too biased to the downside at this point. Yes, Bitcoin could have hit the lower high, the macro lower high, but just given the circumstances kind of now macro wise and a few other things, then I'm still thinking for now my bias is putting a higher low to try and go higher rather than we've hit the lower high and yeah, it's bull run over. So take the bad with the good with the bad, kind of always not be too biased as to.
There's thesis yellow X's there too.
Yeah. Yellow X's somehow also as well is just, they also can mean that the move is starting to get exhausted. Sellers are trying to push it down, and so if you're not really seeing big moves off the yellow X's, then you know obviously sellers are getting exhausted. So yeah, that's Cardano. It's not, it's actually one of the better ones. Just quickly before I go on to XRP, or if there's anything you want to know about Cardano, I can just answer a question or two if there's something there from one of you guys.
No, 65, 60 cents low and then 80 cent resistance. Yeah, that's
well,
perfect.
If it flips 80, the problem is obviously just got the small range here. And obviously I'm making lots of annotations on my chart, so it may look like. But yeah, obviously you got that range. So it's literally a range trade from anything from 68, 69 cents all the way through to like 72 to 74 cents, which is like what, 3-4%. So there's a small little range trade in there. And then obviously if it kind of works its way up, you've obviously got higher targets up to 80 cents again. But obviously that depends on Bitcoin, depends on the kind of the price action for this week. Something to be wary of is we have FOMC this week, which also generally the FOMC day signals either a low, like a key low or a key high. So if you backtest it, you can go look at that. But generally what happens is you'll get a big movement of FOMC. And obviously we don't have QE, we don't have the Fed cutting rates yet. So FOMC, I think, will give us the volatility we need to either go lower to get a decent higher low or go higher and kind of. But I think for FOMC anyway, we're just waiting on kind of some indication of when the when the Fed will cut. At this point, everyone's banking on June because obviously the data this month has suggested no cuts. So no cuts on Wednesday. But then obviously June and July is kind of the key ones to hold up for FOMC or Fed cuts. So, and at that point, obviously that will obviously bring money into the economy. It will ease things for certain people, for kind of ease like interest on your debts, those type of things. So it will help. I don't know who was saying it, but someone, maybe it was Jimmy, just saying that it will kind of break the ice a bit to kind of ease things up on kind of a lot of people's financial situations, so that we can actually get some retail back and get some kind of bigger money quicker back, well, a lot more money quicker back into the markets. XRP.
Yeah, we got about 5 minutes, man. So yeah,
quick dance on XRP.
Yeah, man.
Obviously we've had this range and it's just been respecting it. It's also as well like XRP has been one of the good coins to trade, like range wise. Obviously it's got that range. It did deviate out of it. Probably had 2 day and 3 day, same like Bitcoin. No, it didn't. Didn't even have divergences. Maybe weekly. No, so this one didn't have divergences because I think it actually held up better than Bitcoin. Bitcoin was dropping. It's obviously deviated out of the volume profile. It's reclaimed it. So the key level to hold that I had on my chart was 205, 206. Clear reclaim. Came back down, retested. At this point, I think if we just get Fibonacci, probably get. Yeah, you probably Fibonacci and XRP. You're probably coming down to back to 213. So the key level to hold initially was this extended volume profile, which is at 205, which came back down, held completely. So now at this point, lower high, you'd probably wanted to hold 213, this key value area low, which I had. To the upside, it's not quite made it to the POC in the macro range of this of that one and that one. So this is the value area low, this is the POC of that range, that kind of the bigger range. At this point, money flows red as well. Alts aren't really still, because of Bitcoin dominance, aren't really holding on that well at this point. Some are obviously like Sui and a few others have just had very good weeks and months in April. But for the most part, I think XRP is going to come down. Just looking at money flow, it probably had 8-hour bearish had divergences at the top. Definitely had the 4-hour bear div kind of into where it rejected, which is probably just like a supply zone somewhere there, kind of order block. Not really too much to look at for XRP, but kind of key levels to hold 213 or 205, or between 205 and 208. So it's got a kind of zone of support there. Money flow is suggesting it should come lower. Kind of just if I had to kind of base a decision on which direction I think it's going, but just based purely on money flow. Obviously, it can can just turn around quickly and yeet. But for the most part, two key zones to watch: 213, 208, 205, and then obviously if it then flips all of this back to support again, then obviously your next zone is that 240 again. And obviously liquidity, always there's going to be liquidity above the highs, so it could come back up quite quickly. And obviously there's lots of developments with XRP and partnerships and banks and Swift and all these things going on at this point. And obviously there's clarity now, I think, with the SEC. I think that's fully kind of sorted. They're kind of at their final things to kind of finalize that it's fully done as well. So yeah, it's looking better for them. Obviously they were under scrutiny for a long time and there was lots of legal stuff in the background. So for the most part, it's looking as if they've got a little bit more kind of leeway to kind of actually kind of progress the project pool, whatever, the coin, the Ripple, kind of the developments, their partnerships, all that type of stuff, without kind of having the legal stuff kind of halting them as such. So yeah, XRP is looking good. 213, 28, 205. Otherwise, if those longs play out, then obviously looking above 230 to 240 as your top targets for XRP.
Nice, man. Well, thank you. Yeah, XRP,
Cheers, guys.
Cardano and XRP just seems like they're always in the news, man. But it could be my Raz's program too, right? I'm just always looking for it. I don't know, but it seems like it's always stories floating around on Twitter X and just in the crypto verse out there, you know. So thank you, DDT. Appreciate it, man. You can hang around. We're just going to get into some other things here, but we appreciate you always, man.
Just gonna grab a coffee quick.
Yeah, bro. Redman, you want to say hi to chat? I see we got some new people in there.
Yeah, of course. Let's see. We got new people. Username, Dave Digital's in there, Dutchie's in there, Wick's wife's in there, Nightbot is in there.
I don't think we said hi to wifey, did we?
Cutting stuff up, you know. Jay Violet's in there, Alexander G. Let's see. Trade Intuition. I know we said hi to Joe. That's pretty much
Crunk.
we got Infinite Team TA. Hola to them. How you guys doing today? That's pretty much it, though.
Yeah, Crunk too. You guys say hi to Crunk. What's going on, Crunk?
Big Crunk C.
Chat's been busy talking about eating fiberglass.
Yeah, I don't. That's
where Wick,
I
is in the attic.
Wick's in the attic.
Yeah, Wifey made him get in the attic,
eating paint chips.
up all the rat crap.
And Poman's jumped out of a bucket when he was up working on a light.
And it derails without Dave Digital pushing it through. That's amazing. See, Dave?
Well, everybody's been calling for the club the last couple minutes. So should we open the club, Jimmy?
Spin it.
Oh,
Dave.
Dave's got his doggy up there. There you go, Dave. You guys are awesome, man. I think we had several people trying to hit the button or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I was trying to help.
Dave screwed the pooch on that one.
It was me.
It was Tony. I figured somebody was.
It wasn't me that time.
Redman. It was. There you go. Touche, huh, Red?
Wait, I think Jimmy was talking literally.
Possibly. I don't put anything past you, Dave.
I'm not making the joke. This is a family-friendly show. But it has something to do with apple pie, but that's enough.
All right, well, let's keep it moving, man. Let's before it derails totally. Great club opening, we appreciate it. So, and DDT just talked about it, right? So, XRP and Cardano. So, what do you guys think? Why is XRP trying to buy Circle? Like, these are exciting times. I take it back to the opening of 21 Capital. Just all this news, these big plays, 2024, 2025, just huge plays. We know that Circle is the second largest stable coin right behind Tether. We know that what they said is like 62.3 billion as of May of 2025, the market cap. And we know that there's a lot of legislation going on about stable coins. And we also know that Ripple has their own stable coin, right? It's really small. I can't remember what they said it was. But if they happen to get that bid, which I guess the $4 or $5 billion bid was turned down, but then there's rumor, and I don't think it's true, but there was rumor that they went back and tried to raise the bid to 20 billion. But I think that's been debunked. But I'm sure there's going to be ongoing negotiations about that. And it would just position them as such a dominant player. And what would, if that happens? Let's just throw it out there, and we're dreaming here now, hypothetical. If Ripple happens to get a hold of USDC, what would that do for XRP token? Would it be totally separate? Would it be positive? Would it be negative? What's your guys' thoughts? Jimmy, what do you think, man?
I mean, I think it aligns with what XRP wants to be, a payment system. Having the stable coin, to lock in, pricing. I think it makes sense. Does it affect the price of XRP? I mean, I would have to believe it would affect it to a certain degree. I mean, I don't necessarily think it sends it to the moon or anything.
Yeah, because it'd be positive news. You would just think that it would be good for the ecosystem. Therefore, the coin should do fairly well with that news. But we never know. We've seen the opposite many times, for sure. So, what's your thoughts on it, Tony the Brick?
Well, I mean, I think especially because USDC has or Circle, has more compliance and institutional ties, then that could help with what Ripple's trying to do. Help gain credibility. But then that could go backwards too. People who are tied with Circle might say, "Well, I don't know about Ripple though," so they might pull out. So, I don't know. I think it gives. They're trying to gain some more foothold, and just like Jim said, they're trying to become a payment system. And so, the more actual infrastructure and connection of a coin and a company that has a lot more volume and a lot more presence than they do could help strengthen that. So I think that's part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your thoughts, Redman?
I don't get the whole people getting up in arms over the 20 billion ask. I don't get that, because it's a drop in the bucket compared to what they really want to do, right? They want to buy USDC because they want the rails. They want, and then on top of that, they want to do what Swift is doing now. So if you've got $99 trillion out there and you own the rails to that liquidity, pretty good. You're sitting pretty good. And I think XRP, yeah, it's a mic drop, and XRP is sitting there and they're salivating right now. and they have high connections in high places, and they know that the financial system is about to hit a major reset, and they want to be at the forefront. They want to be the number one player, and if we can get rid of the Fed, that's a if we get rid of the Fed, if we could go full crypto, hey, XRP is sitting pretty. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Dave Digital? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. So I think just like with any other business, whenever you buy a stronger business or a strong business, that your market cap increases. So I think that it would affect price. I think that the last time that they made the purchase, their last acquisition, I think the price saw an spike of something around 20%. And I think that would give an advantage, seeing how the stable coins control a significant amount of the market cap, no matter if it's Tether or USDC. So I think that would be very good for them. Probably the first time that I really considered that the price, I mean, it could do the $8 thing or the $10 thing. I don't think XRP burned me a while back. I bought it at 80 cents, and then it went up to $1.20 and I didn't sell it. And then it went down to 50 cents for 6 or 8 years, or however long it was. So I didn't like it for a long time, but then it did its rally, and then, getting to know a little bit more about what they're doing behind the scenes, I'm gaining a little bit more respect, especially since that's one of the coins that Trump talks about. So I'm bullish on those coins that Trump is talking about. I think they've got the best chance if you're looking into any type of alts. So I think that it could be a good merger, and like Tony was saying, that would help them to secure the rails, and that goes towards their business model of what they want to do, and that would give them the competition, and maybe even more than rival Swift and what we're going with now.
Yeah. It's Wick needs to be in the chat. Wick 589, because it's got to go to $5.89 first, and then it can get up there to $9.
He's in the attic.
I think that 589 is more than possible. I think it's almost a given at this point. If you just kind of been watching and hearing what they're doing, I think they're going to get there. And he was asking recently, I don't know if it was a month ago or 90 days ago, but now he was, like everybody does when price pumps, questioning, is his 589 too low? And should he just wait? And that's the biggest.
Wifey, run to the stairs, yell up in the attic, ask him.
589.
Well, speaking of, Dave brought up Donald Trump.
Well, let me tell you about this amazing community, Billy Goat Tales. They're fantastic, really tremendous. Givers gain is their motto, and let me tell you, it's catching on bigly in the business world. I hear Givers gain 111 on YouTube, and join their live X Space on Tuesdays. It's exciting, believe me. Billy Goat Tales, a winner every time.
Givers.
Givers. I bet you if Dave reran that, it'd be better, because that was like a month or two. How long ago was that, Dave? You put that together? That was a little while.
That's a
ago.
little close to geezers. I don't like that.
Geezers game.
Well, and we, just for you all to know, we're going to start putting out some shorts with Cryptobilly's AI voice that we have internal. So if you hear it, he might not be actually recording that, but he's putting out some content.
Tony just gives away all the dang secrets.
Well, it's already out.
No
The
secret
short's
with Tony.
The first short is out.
Yeah. So we should have seen if everybody could tell the difference or not, right?
There you go. Go watch the short and see if you can tell the difference. Watch it after the show and then come back and post in the comments.
Yeah, big shout out to Jesse, because he won one of the giveaways the other day on Frankie Candle's Friday night live stream.
What?
Big shout out. Love to see
What
that.
did you win?
Bag of Ada, I think, or a hat. I'm not sure which one it was. But
finally, Jesse wins. That's awesome, man. Jesse does a lot for a lot of communities.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's great to see. Great to hear. Great to see.
Yeah, man. And as everybody in the chat, did you guys see the Coinbase new commercial that came out talking about Bitcoin and fiat money?
No.
Why don't you play it for him, Dave?
Sure,
Well,
let's
we
look
did.
at it.
Let's look at it.
If a Bitcoin was the size of a quarter, all 21 million of them would fit inside a single shipping container. But to fit the dollars the Fed prints on average every day, you'd need 72 shipping containers. Each year, you'd need 26,280 containers. And to fit what they've printed in the last decade, well, you'd need a lot more than that.
Bro,
Dramatic.
bro.
The only thing that would have been better is if they, instead of said Coinbase at the end, said Bitcoin.
Beaver's
You know?
Game.
That's a good
Goat Tails?
commercial.
Beaver's game.
You should said Billy Goat Tails.
Yeah, that would have been really great. Huh?
I'm sure Dave will work on it. He can get it done.
Well, you know, in thinking about that, it gets you thinking macroly. Coinbase commercial. It's like, this is happening, man. It's so exciting.
I think people are done with fiat.
I know I am.
Yeah.
With fiat, I could kind of have what I can. I keep what I need to in fiat, but most of I use USDT staking and all those type of things for extra non-fiat safety, if you call it that. Staking.
Yeah, I think it's a stretch to say
yield.
they're done with Bitcoin or done with fiat. I mean, only 3% of the people are into crypto. So to be done with fiat at this point, I think we still got a long ways to go, especially with Donald Trump pushing so hard to strengthen the dollar and with the tariffs, a lot of the manufacturing coming back to the U.S. I think we may see another run.
I see a lot of opposition to the dollar just because of the Fed. I see, and maybe that's just my own little echo, my own little bubble, but I see a lot of people that are not happy with the inflation and the just printing money out of thin air instead of letting things actually crash, which should happen in a capitalistic market. We shouldn't be bailing out companies, giving them IOUs and all that other stuff. It's bad. It's bad economics. It's how we got to where we're at right now.
The issue with the dollar at the moment is all your treasury bondholders from other countries have kind of weaponized your dollar or the dollar, because if Japan sells bonds, if UK sells bonds, if China sells bonds, that's going to put a hell of a lot more pressure on the Fed and banks to kind of float the economy. So there's a Molotov cocktail here in a lot of things where obviously now still the Dixie's dropping, Euro's going up, Japan, some of their stocks and things are going up. It's not presenting how I would think would be good for the dollar at this point. So obviously maybe Trump and his team they have their plans and they have their strategies to try and, with tariffs and a few other things, to kind of bring some dollar strength back. But the issue for me is they're going to be fighting against kind of all the key bondholders and kind of, you don't necessarily want economic warfare kind of with all the other big countries. You kind of want to be on an equal playing field, number one, but also as well, they've literally, kind of Japan and China have got a very big stronghold and bargaining chip to wreck the US economy if they wanted to. Obviously, probably they won't, but it's always for us to keep in the back of our minds that Japan and China are kind of the ones where I think if they can get those countries sorted, kind of with trade deals, tariffs, all these type of things, I think then obviously normality resumes with the Dixie and the dollar, not losing so much strength or kind of reclaiming some of the strength. So yeah, it's a bit of a Molotov cocktail. Could go any way, and it's been so volatile kind of the last few weeks, or even since DJT came in. So it's not the most conducive at this point, and it's just erratic, kind of mad swings one day the economy is good, next day the economy is just like stock market and all these type of things are just going a bit mental at the moment. Like they just don't know which way to go, really. Lots of volatility.
I think by June, July, it'll all be sorted. I mean, I just saw news that Japan, even China, have a delegation going to be meeting with Trump. Even the EU, so that was in the news. That the tariff talk delegations, and I think that's the key. Once we get that sorted, I think that kind of gives everybody less fear and more at ease, and then we can get to the real business at hand. But I think time will tell. No, I'm not big on. Like, I think my personal opinion is everybody's hypnotized. Like in our country, in the U.S., it's like everybody's hypnotized. They're either right or left, and you either believe this side of talking points or this side of talking points. And there's just, and really, I like the business approach to it all. I don't care if it's a Democrat or a Republican. Handle it. Handle the business side of things. Then we can talk about the softer sides of things. But other people aren't like that, and I understand that. But I just don't like the hypnotism. It's like everybody's. It turns into just, oh my gosh, just stop. Just let's get the business. Let's get the business. Let's handle our business. Let's get these guys in, these guys in, these guys in. Let's get this sorted out, and make sure we're broadcasting our plan so everybody knows our plan, so that they can see the sequence of steps that need to occur and that the team is working on, and not keep it behind closed doors. And when I say that, of course, when you're talking about war, real war, yeah, you can't broadcast your plans, right? Which is crazy, which the U.S. has done before, which is crazy to me. But still, I think in the end, I think June, July, I think it's going to be huge, not just for Bitcoin, not just for crypto. I think June, July, we're really going to see. Now, if you look at historical modeling, doesn't matter who the president is. You guys can all go Google this, look this up yourselves. It's out there, right? But if you look at just global or U.S. modeling of the economy, is clearly that the end of this year, 2026, was going to be a down year. So when in terms of Bitcoin, just Bitcoin, we know, hey, we have the year after the halving. We know Bitcoin typically goes into a bear market, but then if you step back, forget about Bitcoin, just look at the cycle of the global economy. 2026, I don't care who the president was, is by the modeling standards, was not going to be a great year. That is one reason personally, like when you look at all that information, you absorb that and take that in. What are you going to do with it for yourself to get yourself in a better position so that you're not so impacted by that? No different than when we look at the 4-year cycle and what are we going to do for ourselves to ensure we're not so impacted by that in a negative way. You got to make some personal decisions. And so you have the whole global modeling that shows typically it's going to be a down year in 2026 in the markets. Forget about crypto. You have a new president. You have the end of what the normal 4-year cycle is going to be. And then, of course, over there at Piper Academy, Army Piper brings up a lot of good things relative to what's on the Fred report and just where we are at as a snapshot of the economy relative to disposable income, savings, relative to delinquencies, relative to just a snapshot of where we're at right now. And that doesn't look good. So personally, I was like, okay, I'm in the market in a big way, have been for 35, 40 years. It's time to take some of those profits off the table. And I'm not even talking about my crypto, right? Take those things, put them in a neutral situation so I'm not so impacted because of all those macro economic indicators and factors. So everybody's different though, right? So I'm older. I'm not going to put so much of my wad at risk anymore, right? Younger guy, hey, you have ups, you have downs, going down, your dollar cost averaging in, you're buying at the lower levels through 2026. Why not? I get it. I was that guy for a long time. I'm not that guy anymore. Just the age catches up with you, so less risky. And through all of this, I am just becoming more and more of a Bitcoin maxi. I'm not in the traditional sense, but it's like, yeah, man, I am so glad the lesson I learned from last bull run was I didn't have enough Bitcoin. And it stung, right? So through the end of 21, 22, 23, 24, just stacking more Bitcoin, right? Every week, just stacking more Bitcoin. So, but everybody's different. I did a Twitter post. Somebody said on there, he wasn't following me or anything, but somebody said, why would you even think about owning cryptocurrencies? What? And if you did, another guy said, why would you own Bitcoin? You could just own altcoins and get 100x, versus a Bitcoin from the move today. Say it goes to 130. You're not talking about, what is that, 30%, 30%, 40%. Why wouldn't you put your money into an altcoin and get 100x or 50x? Or, I'm like, yeah, see, that's where the timeline comes in. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different perspective. So no doubt about it, man. What do you think, Jimmy?
I mean, sorry, I was replying to a comment here in the.
Oh, okay, no problem, man.
In the chat. I think. I think it really boils down to how much money you actually have, right? I mean, if you got a bunch of money, there's no reason to take adverse risk. I mean, if you got $100 in the market, well, yeah. I mean, if you're trying to achieve $1 million, you got to take some pretty big risks to get the gains on that. But if you already got $1 million, you put 100,000 in Bitcoin and that grows. I mean, it's it's kind of same difference, right? I mean, it's just not a necessary risk that you have to take.
Yeah, but we all want more, Jimmy. You know that. We all want more.
Yeah, but I mean, at what point? I mean, you got 3 to 5
Exactly.
million in the bank earning 12%. I mean, how much more do you need? I mean, you want to start your own freaking space program, or I mean, what are you trying to do? Buy planets?
Yeah.
I mean,
I was being facetious.
Anybody
That's
in
what
this day
most
and
people
age,
think. Yeah.
You get 3 to 5 million in the bank and life is good, real good. You're doing whatever you want, whenever you want. You don't have to work anymore. Is 10 million nice? Yeah. I mean, am I going to risk 3 million at a shot at 10? Why? I'm financially free at that point.
I would put that 3 million in Bitcoin, though. I really would.
Yeah, but I'm not throwing it at no altcoin.
Right.
I'm not throwing it at a meme coin. It sure as hell ain't doing that.
Right. Yeah. Well, guys, I think we're closing in on the end of the show. We want to definitely end in 7 minutes here. So typically at the end of the show, we have a segment that leads right into Jimmy anyway. So Jim, you ready? And Dave, you guys ready?
Sure. Well, happy May the 4th to everyone. Well, your homework is to watch at least one Star Wars movie or series today. There will be tests next Sunday, just FYI. But we've had a pretty good week this week. I mean, we went to Collecticon last weekend. We sold probably just shy of $5,000 worth of cards, and also hit a $3,000 bounty. On Philly Whiz Kids. They were in here earlier. So I got a couple of weekends of free breaks. That's always fun. That saves some money. What else we do? I guess after the show today, we're going to go finish watching Skeleton Crew and then probably get into the new Andor series. Just nerd out on some Star Wars tonight. But other than that, it's been pretty quiet. I mean, I've been busy. Wire is going to be very, very busy. I should say. I mean, we had a little lull at the beginning of the year as we normally do, but it's coming. Someone opened the floodgates, and it's we can't hire people fast enough now. I think we're gonna outgrow our space probably in the next couple of months, which is, I mean, good problems to have, but problems. I like it when things are on cruise control. And then, yeah, we're just getting prepped up for the Bitcoin conference. We're looking forward to being out in Vegas, seeing all of our close friends that live there, make some new ones, see all the folks in the chat who are going. So, lots going on this month. It's going to be a busy May.
Hey, Jimmy, it looks like the guys in the chat and the ladies in the chat are thirsty for some Legos. What do you got Star Wars related over there that you can show us?
Well, I have to rotate my laptop, but I got a whole wall of.
I know. Whenever I was over there, it was cool to see your Millennium Falcon. I know that's a bigger one. Oh yeah. I see Yoda.
I see the walkers over there.
Let me bring this up here. Hold on.
There you go.
Yeah,
I got some minifigures, and it just keeps going. Now you're getting into the production equipment, but yeah, it just keeps going and going.
May the Fourth be with you.
But good stuff.
Yeah, man.
I love me
So
some Star
I haven't
Wars
been
and Lego.
I haven't been keeping up. What's going on with Star Wars, Jimmy? Like you're gonna watch I saw Star Wars comments in the chat. I was like, is there something going on with Star Wars?
Well, it's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, is that okay?
Billy, was that you that posted the Star Trek?
Billy.
I'm sorry, man. I'm old, dude. I don't keep up with that stuff. I'm sorry, man. Star Trek, no, I didn't post Star Trek.
Somebody posted Star Trek to say hi to all the Star Wars guys. I was like, oh no. It was funny.
Well, I had a bunch of new Lego sets drop. Of course, I had to scoop them all up. I had to get a bunch of the new helmets and what else did I pick up? It was the helmets and oh, maybe that was it. I backed off on Boba Fett Starship, but I'll get it. New UCS set that came out, big one.
Yeah. Hey, I see the chat's laughing. Hey, man, I have no. Hey, Knoxville, good to see you, man. I'm sorry, Knoxville. He's like, come on, Billy. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I'm just, I don't keep up with that stuff, man. And it's great that people do. When I was young, I remember taking my physics teacher was big Star Wars guy, and then he would let us skip school to take him to a Star Wars movie. When they came out. So like a couple of years, like 11th grade and 12th grade, I got to skip school, take my physics teacher to see a Star Wars movie. But I was just doing that to get the hell out of school. It wasn't. I thought that was pretty cool. Your physics teacher asking hey, can you take me to the Star Wars movie and I'll make sure you're clean to get in out of the class. And I'm like, yeah, man, I can drive. So,
well, I mean, I love it. Just, going back and kind of watching some of the documentaries of, George Lucas, trying to get funding to make the movie, gave up, all the rights, more or less, the movie to get the merch rights. And that worked out quite well. And just to think, off of that very first movie, to create something that has sustained and really changed, pop culture. I mean,
it's amazing.
That's just wild. It's just wild to think, that one man, well, it was more than one man, but, his initial idea turning into, what it is today. I know I would have never, thought that as a kid that, when I'm in my 50s, they were still pumping out Star Wars movies. I mean, that's pretty nuts to think about.
Yeah.
And the changing of hands over to Disney. I think the people that were in place at Disney with the real kind of woke mindset, you're seeing Star Wars and Disney kind of steer away from that now. I think Bob Iger, has seen the impact it's had, not only on Star Wars, but Disney parks and everything Disney does, and then just the flop of Snow White when it came out a few months ago.
I don't want to cut you off, Jimmy, but it's 7:00, man. I don't want to screw Keith up. But
Yep.
Good night, everybody.
Keith on track.
Right, make sure you go over to Crypto Coin Mindset. They're starting their premiere right now. We'll see you over there. Thank you all for coming to Billy Goat Tales on a Sunday and hanging with us. We'll see you next Sunday.
Peace out.
Appreciate